Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Six.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson, bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along. And, of course, at Willis Automotive, you can check out Mini of Des Moines, a strong selection to kick off the year, including the four John Cooper Works Countryman models, the most powerful all-wheel drive Mini ever. If you're listening on the audio stream at TheRushRadio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave your comments in the comment section. And you can always follow us on our social media channels. Ross Peterson, deep in thought, looking at stats and internet and everything. What's going on there, buddy?
Oh, I was on the internet.
Yeah, you're on the internet.
I was not deep in thought or looking at a box score, unfortunately. But I did get to watch the Hawks game. Got up early this morning and got through that fun game. So I'm definitely in Hawkeye mode here this morning. I put the vest on because I was a little chilly.
Is it the record function on your digital device such a nice thing? Because honest to God, I think I was asleep by 7:30 last night, and to try to make it to 10 o'clock to even see tip off would have been impossible for me. And I remember my wife goes, "Are you really going to sleep at 7:30?" And I don't think I answered her. I think I was just out. I ended up getting up like at 3:30 and came down to watch the game, and it was nice. You can go through the commercials, and you had the game done in about 45 minutes. It took me about an hour and 15 minutes, but yeah, I mean, what a crazy game. Good. By the way, that was a quad win last night for the Hawks, who beat Washington 84-74. So the second quad win of the quad one win of the year, their fifth straight Big Ten win, Ross. And in these 5 straight wins, Bennett Sturts in each of those wins has had 20 points or more. So when Bennett Sturts goes for 20, you might as well say Iowa wins the basketball game.
I don't even know what else to say about Bennett Sturts, Travis. I him and Cam, I watch those guys and I go, God, these guys started at freaking D2. How'd they miss on Bennett Sturts? How did everybody miss on a dude like this? Is it because it's not flashy? I mean, he gets up, he dunks, he can shoot the three, he controls the ball. He's over and over, dude. The little tiny bounce passes in the lane, the get into the lane, the kick out, the steady pace on the drive through under the basket, like Steve Nash. I am continuously impressed by his ability to just manage the game. And never seem, even last night, man, they get down 9-10 points. He never seems stressed about it. It always is like, here's the next possession.
You know what? The way I look at it is this, and it's easy to say it's a miss. And I think, and it is a miss because hindsight's 20/20. You look at him now and you go, oh, he's going to be a first-round NBA draft pick. He dominated Division II. He dominated Drake. He's dominating the Big Ten. But what a lot of coaches don't possess, and there's a lot of pressure under coaches to bring in top talent, is that they don't know who's going to develop. A lot of kids develop late. I'm not saying he wasn't good in high school, but you're able to take it. He's one of these rare finds that is able to take a game to a completely different level once he got the right coaching, put some weight on.
Great point.
And so, sure, it's a miss by a lot of coaches, but I can't imagine being a coach at Iowa, Illinois, or anywhere where you got to go, hey, we got to bring in top talent. Are we going to take a gamble on this kid from Kansas and ride our horse to him? And instead, he got it with the right coach, with Ben McCollum. Listen, Ben McCollum and Bennett Sturts are joined at the hip for success. They are just joined. Now, Ben McCollum was having success at Northwest Missouri State before Bennett Sturts, but you look at Drake and now you look at Iowa, Ben McCollum's success is directly tied to Bennett Sturts.
They've made each other a lot of money.
Yes, they have.
Ben
a lot of money.
Ben McCollum's cashing the checks, and Bennett Sturts is going to get them. Fun win, big win. That's big win.
Oh, I think it's a big win.
At the beginning of the year, this is a big win. Travis, I'm telling my expectation. This is a good thing. What I'm getting to, what I'm feeling here is a good feeling. Okay, in that at the beginning of the year, this would have been a really big win. I'd have been like, man, look. Now I walk away and I go, yep. Not I expected it, but yeah, that's the Hawkeye team I've seen here these last couple of weeks. Plays complete basketball, both sides of the ball, aggressive defense, and then control it on offense. There's several different parts of this team that I really like. And listen, they're not Iowa State. You don't have 3 or 4 guys out there that can go for 20 a night. Besides Sturts, Trav, and I don't have the box score up in front of me. Do you? I can get it here.
Yeah, so, I got it right in my hands, actually.
Who's the next leading scorer outside of Sturts, and what did they have?
You actually had 4 guys in double figures last night. So you had Bennett Sturts with 22. You had Fulgaris had 16. You had Kavion Banks with 11. And Cooper Koch, who I thought had a great second half with 11 points. You had 4 guys in double figures. The Iowa bench outscored the Washington bench 30-11 last night. 30-11. And Iowa actually won the points in the paint against Washington last night, 44-38. The only, and this just shows you for how well both teams shot, right? I mean, keep in mind, Washington shot a blistering 77% in the first half. They hit 11 of their last 12 shots. And if you go back right before halftime, they had to review it. Originally, they called the shot good, and it was going to be 50-41 going into half, but it was a late shot. They went on a tear late, but they shot 77% in the first half. Iowa shot 60.7%.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, Iowa shot 58.3%. Washington cooled off, and Iowa did a much better job defensively, holding the Huskies to 36%. But Washington still out-rebounded Iowa 28-19. Iowa just didn't miss shots. Yeah. You know, they didn't have many offensive rebounds. So that's really the only bad stat. But the stat that matters is the final score. And you can get out-rebounded. You want to out-rebound your teams. But when you're making shots as well as Iowa was last night, there's just not that many rebound opportunities.
And I think the where I was trying to go, and Bus, thank you for Bus wrote in and said it wasn't just Sturts. Fulgaris kept the Hawks in contact with that first half explosion. You mentioned Koch, who had a couple of huge 3-pointers there in the second half, and those momentum type moments, right? When you needed a bucket or really wanted a bucket to stem some tide. In fact, remember there was that sequence where Washington had that huge swat. I mean, the shot gets blocked from the paint out to the half court line, and Washington goes on, scores. And now the crowd's into it. I think that cut it back down to like a 6-7 point game, maybe even less. And you're thinking, ooh, that was a momentum swing. Get into the lane, kick out of the corner. Koch hits the 3 ball. And I think that was his first 3 of the game, actually.
You brought up a very good point. Too. What I like about this team, and listen, they're not perfect, but they're just so fundamentally sound. And that you brought it up with Bennett Sturts, and I think it falls with his leadership on the court, but it translates to everybody else, and even Ben McCollum. I mean, this is why, sure, he's a fiery guy, right? We've had him on the show. We know how competitive Ben McCollum is, but he doesn't freak out. And you mentioned the composure that Bennett Sturts has. When you're point guard, when you're general, when your court leader has that composure, is not fazed by a big run, is not fazed by a missed shot, and you're able to keep everybody calm, cool, and collected, it makes it easier to just stay the course, run the plan, and execute it. And that's what I was able to do. Ben McCollum talked after the game. He said, listen, I didn't have the best. He goes, I thought I had a good game plan going into the game. It wasn't the best game plan. They were down. They gave up 48 points in the first half. Iowa never gives up 48 points in the first half. They come back in the second half, and they hold Washington to 26 points, just 26 points. And so they clamped down defensively, made the adjustments, and weren't fazed. I got a stat for you, Ross, that I think is incredible when it comes to the Iowa Hawkeyes. And this was in the game notes afterwards. And I had to read it twice. But they wrote it, so I'm going to take it that it's true. Iowa has held every team it's played this year below its scoring average.
They put that on the broadcast, Trav, during the game. That came up on the Chiron. There's only 2 Division I teams that have done that. Do you know who the other one? Does the game note say who the other one is?
No, it said it's one of two, so I didn't.
One of two teams, to say this again, that have held every opponent of the season under their season scoring average. The Iowa Hawkeyes have done that to every opponent. Northern Iowa is the number 2 team.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the broadcast. Again, I'm trusting what the little chyron at the bottom, if I'm remembering that correctly, said Iowa one of 2 teams to hold every opponent under season scoring average, and then in the little thing underneath it said Northern Iowa, the other. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And that makes sense because how we see Northern Iowa games, 47-48.
Yeah, true. You're going to get into a boring contest when you're playing Northern Iowa, but that's an impressive stat to be able to be, and that shows the discipline you have on defense and the adjustments you're able to make throughout a game. Even in the games you lost, you held them below a scoring average.
Goes to that point I keep trying to get to, but my brain keeps getting lost. This team, and I'm not trying to say, boy, I said this about Iowa State. I'm not trying to say this is a dynamic team. They got a lot of contributors, man. You got a lot of dudes out there that know their role, that are playing really well. I love Howard's contributions. Look at Cale Combs. His line is not fantastic here. It's not, you don't look at that line and go, oh man, he had a lot of contribution. You watch that game, you go, he's an important part of this team. Not statistically. There is a stat that somebody pointed out in the chat that I'm glad they did, because I would have looked right past this. Hawkeyes last night had 4 turnovers the entire night.
And when you look at that, and it's not like Washington had a lot of turnovers. They only had 12. But Iowa scored 22 points off of those 12 turnovers. So they turned those miscues into points. And Washington had 6 points off of 4 Iowa turnovers. Protect the basketball, fundamentally sound. You don't fold under pressure. Listen, I'm not saying this is a Sweet 16 team. Nobody's going to want to play Iowa in the first or second round. If somebody's going to draw Iowa and go, oh, crap, because they're just going to play that well.
Well, you're going to be the lower. Your seed's going to have a higher number. Hawkeyes are going to be favored in that opening game.
Should be.
And I think you're right though. Whoever sees them on that 2 line is going to go, that's going to be a rock fight. They're going to hold us down.
5 straight Big Ten wins.
Fulgaris had a couple big possessions last night, like over and over. There were several guys on that team last night. You go, man, it's not just Sturts. He's carrying a lot of the water, and he's doing the majority of the work. It's awesome to see that group around him and how they play. Fun basketball.
I think some people want a little bit more out of Fulgaris when it comes to the rebounding. That's just not his style. I mean, he's a big guy. He's not going to be a banger and a bruiser that go inside and go get you rebounds. It's just not going to be his style of play. He's a big guy that can play, the 5, the 4, and sometimes a 3.
I'm trying to look because, and that Steinbeck kid was big. Size is not
2 rebounds last night.
Okay, size is the problem for the Hawkeyes, and it is where they are outmatched. But it doesn't affect them as much as I had feared, Travis. There have only been a couple of games this year where I've thought, oh, yep, there's the size thing that's shown itself. There haven't been too many. And last night was one of those where, you start to pull away in that game. I think they even talked about it. Like, man, they almost use this size disadvantage as an advantage.
You brought up Combs, and you can kind of look down the roster, right? I mean, from Mania to Cooper Koch to Tavion Banks to Cale Combs, Isaiah Howard, Fulgaris. What you have is everybody knows their role, right? I mean, everybody knows it goes through Bennett Sturts, and everybody knows their role, has accepted their role, and they don't try to play outside that role.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll watch teams go, oh man, if you only knew your role, you could make those little improvements. Here, I guess the best way to say it is unselfish. Just very, very unselfish.
Team basketball, fun to watch. There are a couple teams in the country that have 5 guys out there that can just go play.
Yeah.
Iowa State's in that level. I'm not saying the TJ doesn't have to coach and get. I'm not saying that. What I mean is, on any given night, if Iowa, you've got to play your role. You got to play your role. You're not going to count on Combs to go for 20.
Not going to count on Tate Sage to go off for
Nope.
for 20.
Nope. I really like Howard. Howard reminds me of, who was the player last night I was watching? I'm like, man, he reminds me of like the freshman year. Who was it? And I hate to say Owen Freeman because he's way better on the defensive end. And I almost wanted to ask you about Freeman and what's going on there and what's happening.
Well, you know, he there was a big article, you know, a couple things with former Hawkeyes. And Owen Freeman is having a horrible season at Creighton. He had an injury before the season. He hasn't been able to recover. He's not getting any playing time, and the fan base is not happy. And it's crazy because he was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, right?
Crazy.
It's just crazy, and things haven't gone his way. Josh Dix has had an okay season. I feel sorry for Josh Dix. He's been going through a lot. His mom passed away yesterday. She had cancer. Yeah, and he actually played last night for Creighton against Georgetown. So he actually played in the game. I mean, and so everybody's looking at like, well, why isn't Josh Dix, being Josh Dix? Well, you've got until
because of life.
They had their pink out, but nobody knew it, right? I mean, when you don't know what's going on until the pink out, he came out and talked about his mom's cancer.
Wow. And
I saw a story this morning that his mom had passed away. It was on one of the local news channels. So, but the Owen Freeman thing is just kind of a mind-boggling thing, and it shows you how an injury can derail you. And Iowa's been lucky. Tavion Banks, he went down with a little ankle last night, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Because I don't think there's much room for you take one of these out, and Iowa, knock on wood,
I love the way you said
avoid
that. There might be a little room for a certain guy to be hurt for a little bit of time.
Yeah,
not much. Humphrey wrote in and said Nicholas Bear. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Humphrey. Like maybe those senior years of Nicholas Bear when he was really, I mean, he wasn't just that scrappy, throw him in and we all cheer for the walk on. That senior year, Nicholas Bear was a contributor. Big part of the team. That's a good one. Maybe that's what I'm seeing in Howard at times. So anyway, fun one.
Yeah, and not again, not a knock against Fran McCaffrey, who had a good run at Iowa, but this Iowa team is the most fun I've had watching an Iowa team in a long, long time. Even that Luka Garza year when they were really good, this team just seems a little bit different. Maybe it's the discipline. Maybe it is everybody knows their role. Maybe and you sit there and go, okay, if Fran blows up, the team's going to go with it. It's just there's just something about this team that has got me back interested in Iowa basketball in a big way.
It's very good take there, Trav. You go back; those Garza teams were a lot of fun.
They were.
I mean, having the Murray twins, and teams could score. You'd win big games.
But they didn't play defense worth a shit,
man. And I just you were anticipating Fran to do something embarrassing. Well, we hope we get every call, because if we don't get every call, Fran's going to do something that just looks silly, and then the team's going to fall apart behind it because they'll react the same way their coach does. And you'd watch the game on the edge of your seat like you were in some sort of dysfunctional family gathering.
What a great way to put it. A dysfunctional family gathering.
That's what it was.
Great way to put it.
You went in hoping for the best, but you knew, oh, shit. Somebody steps wrong out of place here, and we're going to have an incident, aren't we? You don't have that anymore. Now you go into the game. Going, ah.
Even in the games they've lose, which has been 5 this year, you don't feel the dysfunction that takes place. And then you combine a coach that's really good with X's and O's and eliminates dysfunction. Boom.
Yeah. Yep. Gets the team to play with in a cohesive way. Yeah.
So, if I would have looked at the schedule and saw Iowa at the beginning of the season, I would have had them losing one of these 2 West Coast games, right? I mean, it's just you're going out west. You didn't know what they possessed. To get out of there with 2 wins on your West Coast swing, And now you start looking at bracketology. If they can keep, because they got Northwestern next. Northwestern got beat by 40 last night. By 40.
Wow.
Illinois is playing incredible basketball right now.
It was Illinois that beat them?
It was Illinois. Beat them.
It's one of those
like
elite teams.
Yeah, a very elite team. But now you start going, okay, you're thinking a 7 line. Can you get to a 6? Can you get to a 5? Sure can if you keep winning. And so Northwestern coming up next might be able to run that winning streak to 6 games, which would
All
be.
Right. Let's put that out real quick in our heads, because you're right now. You said 7 line for bracketology, right?
Yeah.
All right. You've still got Purdue, both those Nebraska games, and Michigan on the schedule. So there's a couple of opportunities to really move up.
Purdue would be one. Nebraska would be one.
That's what I said. Yeah, Purdue, the Nebraska games, and Michigan. You've got four games against ranked teams left on the schedule. Purdue's at home. One of the Nebraskas at home. Michigan's up. So 3 of those 4 at home. I mean, Travis, if you win 2 of those, let's say you win Purdue and Nebraska at home, which are doable.
Absolutely.
You win those 2. Are you up in that 5? I think are you a top 20 team in the country with those wins? You're real close. You're real close.
When they beat Northwestern, and I'm speaking without confidence, when they beat Northwestern this weekend, if they're not back in the top 25, I'm going to be really surprised. They were 26 in the coaches poll, 28th, I think, in the Associated Press poll.
Couple wins on the road, and you beat Northwestern badly, let's say, on Saturday. Not Saturday. That's a Sunday game. Sunday at 2.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, preview for the Super Bowl. Huh? How about that? Get you warmed up for the Super Bowl with some Hawkeye basketball.
Just going through. See, right now, bracketology has Iowa's an 8 seed. I don't think they're going to be an 8 seed.
Yeah, I guess right now, but
if you go by Illinois, if you go by, and they would go play SMU. This is again bracketology. You don't know what's going to happen, and then Arizona in the second round. Yeah, I don't want that 8. That 7 line makes me feel a lot more comfortable than that 8-9 line, because you got to play. If you're on that 8-9 line, you got to play a number 1 seed in the second round.
Even the 7, get away from those. Because you could play a really good 2 seed.
Yeah.
You're gonna play a really good 2 seed. So play yourself up to that 6 line. And I think that you can do that with just handling the business ahead of you. Northwestern, win. Oh, boy. Travis, the non-ranked games are tough. Every one of the, except for Northwestern, it's at Maryland, at Wisconsin, at Penn State.
Penn State's not very good.
Neither is. They beat Wisconsin. At Wisconsin's tough.
There was some upsets in college basketball last night as Iowa got the win. There was Minnesota knocked off Michigan State last night, 76-73. Did you see Jeremy Fears from Michigan State? He's a hell of a player, but he got a tee last night, Ross. He kicked a guy in the groin. And it was one of these. I can't believe people think like this as the game's going on. He gets kind of shoved in the back, and he lifts his leg up and just gets a guy right in the nuts. And Tom Izzo afterwards, he's got to grow up. He does so many good things, but you have to grow up. You have to be smart. He actually said he was thinking about benching him because of it. Because you don't go after a guy's junk. You just don't. That's second grade stuff, right? When you start going, I mean, and it wasn't just a tap. It was, I'm going to lift my leg up and get you. How about Gonzaga getting beat last night at Portland?
Yes. What's that about?
The biggest win in Portland. That's a good question. That's what rarely do. I'm never surprised at upsets, but when I saw Portland beating Gonzaga, you're kind of like, huh? I didn't see that one coming. One of those just surprise upsets. And then Oklahoma State knocked off BYU last night by a score of 99-92. High scoring affair last night. So you had Iowa winning its second quad one win of the year, 5 straight wins in the Big Ten Conference, and just keep getting better and better. And it was the second half adjustments that made the difference. So again, Sunday against Northwestern, we expect them to get their 18th win of the season on Sunday. Of course, Iowa State's in action this weekend as well. Ross, I understand you were a winner yesterday. You were a winner yesterday.
I was. Yeah. I actually forgot about this, man. I'm glad you mentioned this.
Folks, this is why we tell you about this every single day. And let me just say, before you say it, is it fire or is it ice, Ross? Is it fire or is it ice?
It was fire yesterday.
Fire.
So picked Audrey up from school. She had a late because she's part of this math con codathon thing. And so I picked her up late and she's like, Dad, and we went and saw a house. And then she's like, Dad, can I get a Kit Kat? So to pay her for her real estate services, I took her to get a Kit Kat. We go into the gas station and she says, Dad, could we get a lottery ticket? Can we get a scratch? Because she had asked me a couple weeks ago. She never has that. She's, could we get a lottery ticket? I thought she meant Powerball. So I bought a couple Powerball tickets. Well, then we got the tickets and she's like, this sucks.
There's no instant gratification with Powerball. You got to wait for Powerball. She wants the scratch offs.
So we walked in. She's like, can we get one? I said, yeah. I said, Travis just mentioned this new one this morning called Fire and Ice. And the guy's like, well, it's 2 different tickets. There's a fire and then they go fire, ice, fire, ice. And fire was the next one up. So $5 ticket, scratched it off. $20 winner, baby.
Woohoo! So Ross won $20 yesterday playing fire, or you can play ice. And a concert is nice because if he would have lost, he could have taken that ticket, entered that non-winning ticket into his Iowa Lottery VIP club account, and he would have had a chance to win 2 sweet tickets to see a concert of his choice at Casey Center or even Jack Trice Stadium with Luke Combs coming to town. You can
literally said to Travis, I'm like, this is one of the crappy parts of winning. I can't submit the ticket.
Yeah, but you like the $20, right? You like the $20. Yeah. And did you give it to Audrey? Did you give the $20 to Audrey? Of course. Oh, you should have split it. You should have split it 50-50.
Oh, I should have taxed her.
Let me explain to you. You should have said, let me explain how real estate commissions work. I'm the broker. You showed the house. You're entitled to 5%.
Agency Iowa, you're entitled to 100% of, you get 100% of your commission at Agency Iowa. If you're a realtor and you'd like to know more, call me. I'll tell you all about it.
So pick up your Fire and Ice scratch tickets at a retailer near you and support the Iowa Lottery. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Hi, my name is Gary Preslow. I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in the Des Moines market. This is my cat Norm. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction loans. Norm here has been watching football for 5 years, which is like 35 human years, and he's an expert in picking winners. But he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. Trust your mortgage to a local mortgage expert.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. With Valentine's Day around the corner, if you're struggling to find the perfect way to show your Mini that you still care, please stop in so we can give it a look over and make sure that it's up to date on its preventative maintenance and repair. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
DIY or pro install, Iowa Floor Coverings has the flooring, materials, and know-how you need. From LVP to tile and carpet, head to iowaflooring.com and get started today and make your floors look spectacular and add value to your home. Ross, yesterday, I was a little active on the socials yesterday, and I put a couple polls up. I put one on our YouTube page, and I put one on our X page.
Okay.
And it's this very simple question. Do you subscribe to a local newspaper?
Oh, I know where you're going here.
Do you subscribe to a local newspaper? On YouTube, not that many votes, but very similar results, and I'll give both. So on YouTube, 82% say no. 82% say they do not. You go to X, where the sample size is a little bit bigger, 77.7% say no.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring this up, and I wanted to know this, and because it was a big story yesterday. The Washington Post is one of the most famous newspapers in the world. Maybe outside the New York Times, the most famous newspaper in America. And they let go of 30% of their staff yesterday. Over 300 people were let go. And in fact, they axed the entire sports section. There will not be a sports department or a sports section in the Washington Post. And what usually happens, the outcry comes, the world needs journalists. How can this happen? A couple things. The world has changed in the way people consume content. And number two, people need to remember these are not non-for-profit organizations. They are for-profit businesses. Since the beginning of time of newspapers, radio, television, unless you're a public station, these are for-profit. And so everybody's like, how can this happen? This is just another blow to journalism. No, it's another. Listen, I feel sorry for everybody who got laid off. I don't want people to lose their jobs. But Ross, you lost your job. You lost your job twice. And we sit here and go, okay, why is this happening? Well, because of the internet, because we're getting more and more niche in the way people want to consume content and get their news. And I would say this. Newspapers have done the worst job of adapting to a new media model than any other medium. Radio was a little bit far behind. TV has probably had the advantage because video is so big.
Yeah.
And they've learned to work the websites a little bit better.
Yeah.
There's a lot of free content out there, And let's look at some of the good journalists who have been laid off. Sure, they would like probably to have a steady paycheck and a guaranteed paycheck, but there's other ways for them to report. It's not like these journalists are going away. Mike Halas is now doing Substack. I don't know if he's making much money to it, but it's not like Mike's not writing anymore, right? And when you got fired at iHeart, it wasn't going to be the end of Ross Peterson. We had a plan, and you had a backup plan if this didn't go through. Our good friends over at Iowa Everywhere looked at it and said, listen, local radio is changing. We don't need, in the way we look at it, with our app and with our podcast platform and with YouTube, you didn't need the over-the-air airwaves and a corporate entity to make it work. What we're doing today is no different than what you and I were doing a year ago at this time. A year ago.
Literally sitting in the same seats, talking into the same equipment, all this. Well, a little bit different because I had to.
Yeah.
A little different equipment. Trav, and this is exactly, and I'll start with the end there and try to work my way backwards. That's a great, you nailed a lot of things there, man. This is the world that Chris Williams saw when he envisioned Iowa Everywhere. We were all on the Titanic and the boat's sinking, and somebody's got to build a life raft. And Chris said, I can build this life raft called Iowa Everywhere. And I'll go jump on that and get away from this sinking ship. So many things you laid out there, man. I want to go. Again, I kind of wrote notes, so I'll just kind of work my way backwards through it. You are right that newspapers were the worst adapter, okay? Because when newspapers could have basically taken this model,
own the market. They could own the market.
Said, here's our content for free. We're going to take our paper model and we're going to apply it to the internet. Here is everything that you would like to consume for free, but there's ads with it. And then we're going to sell those ads. And we have to make, that's how we're going to pay the journalists to do the work here, is we're going to still get 20% of the community to get a paid subscription, but then we're going to make money by trying to sell advertisements to people. Rather than, well, just click this thing. We'll give you a little taste of an article. And if you want to, maybe we'll give you one article a month. They thought they could drug deal this thing. We'll give you a couple for free, and you're going to love it so much you can't wait to come back and pay us. What do almost all of us do?
Not pay.
Consume the free, and as soon as you get to the continue reading with an advertisement, you go, well, I'll Google that story and get the details later. I'm not giving you for all the other junk that I don't consume. When the Washington Post is getting rid of the sports department, I love Chad Lysico, Tommy Birch, and Travis Hines. Those guys do an awesome job. They're super talented guys that we are really, really lucky to have here in Des Moines, Iowa. All of those guys, I think, could do that job outside of the Des Moines Register. In fact, I consume most of their stuff outside of going through the Des Moines Register, and you know what I mean? I still get to see their opinions and their takes, and in fact, if they weren't attached to the Des Moines Register, it'd be easier for their content to get out and their information to get out. So when you say that, man, they got rid of the entire sports department, my first take is, who was going to the Washington Post for sports? You go to the internet, you go to X, because on X, you have people that are dedicated to that thing you want to know about. You don't have to hit a Seattle writer to get his take on the Seattle Seahawks. You can find a Seahawks junkie. In fact, you can find 1,000 of them and get their opinions on stuff.
And you don't need to go to a newspaper to get your box scores anymore. You don't need to go to get your averages. It's all on MajorLeagueBaseball.com, NBA.com, NFL.com, if you wanted that information.
Right, exactly right. And so journalism, and I would also say this, journalism is not dead. You nailed that. Journalism continues. It's just changing, and change is weird and hard, and it's easy to look at it and go, oh, well, the thing's dead because it's changing. College football's dead. Players are making bajillions of dollars. How's it dead?
And people are still filling up stadiums to hundreds of thousands at the biggest ones. It is changing. It's evolving.
And I would also say, and I know you didn't say this, a lot of people would blame the internet. Just like they blame NIL for killing college football. They blame the internet. It's not the internet. It's the greed of these people that are shareholders for these giant media conglomerates. They need more money every year. They need more money. Travis has said this before. 15 years at the radio station, he never got a raise. The talent never got a raise. Do you think the shareholders made more money in their 15th year than they did their first year? By what percentage is the question? Not did they. And that company's bajillion dollars in debt. So it's not the internet that has affected these huge media conglomerates. It is the greed of the shareholders that have driven them into these insane places. The last thing I would bring up goes back to your very first point about what is news is such a weird word. It really is. Is it entertainment? Jon Stewart is. It is. It's a form of your entertainment dollars, your free time when you're not cooking dinner and doing laundry and dishes and paying bills and you got a few free minutes. Sometimes you consume the news. Sometimes you consume a Hawkeye game. Sometimes you consume whatever it is. Your entertainment time is precious. And that's why news has become entertainment. And again, it's all, what's one of our listeners will say this. The answer is money. What was your question again?
And what we mean by entertainment is, there's an entertainment factor, but let's say you watch Channel 5, Channel 8, Channel 13. Okay. They could all have the exact same rundown of stories and deliver them the exact same way. You watch television because you like said person who's delivering the news. And when I say deliver, it bothers me because I worked in a TV newsroom for 20 years. Like, I'm here reporting the news to you tonight. No, you're there reading the news, and you're reading the news that somebody wrote for you because producers write it. It's fine. It is what it is. But people watch you because they like your tone of voice. They like your personality. They like the way you look. You could have the exact same stories, but that's an entertainment factor to it. Keith Murphy is a very good journalist, but he's also got a personality to go, I trust Keith. I like Keith. I find Keith funny. I'm going to watch Keith.
Yeah.
And there's entertainment.
I like Keith being in my living room or bedroom at night. I trust this guy. I like him. You nail it.
Talk radio is no different. And I've never been an X's and O's guy. Every time I listen to X's and O's radio, it's good for about 5 minutes, and then I'm out. I'm like, okay, entertain me in some way. And I've always said, this is an entertainment show with sports mixed in. And some people like it, some people don't. But if you are, and let's go to newspapers, Ross. Who are the most popular writers at a newspaper? It's not the beat writers. It is the columnist who put out an opinion and drive reaction and emotion. Mark Hansen from the Des Moines Register. Remember him? Remember Sean Keeler? Guys that were just dedicated to writing columns of opinion. That's entertainment, folks. That is entertainment.
Chuck Offenberger?
Yeah.
The Iowa boy.
The Iowa boy.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, we were talking last night, Ross and I were having a conversation about this. It was 15, 20 years ago. You had a guy at the radio station who's saying, hey, we need to jump on this YouTube thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you this last night. Guy's name was Danny Bishop. Danny was 20 years ahead of his time. And he was kind of our internet guy. He was he wasn't like IT. He had this strange position before we really knew what the internet was going to be. God, how old does this sound? If my kids heard this sounds like I'm talking about the invention of mud. But Danny said, hey, we need to start shooting video and putting stuff on YouTube every day. Before the show, after the show, during the show, we should give people behind the scenes access. And the people at the radio station said, that's cute. We're a radio station. We do audio. And Danny's like, no. I understand that, but We could be a multimedia company. We could evolve and we could start doing this thing. We could be way ahead of the curve because this is where the world's going. I remember Danny telling me there will be a time that you will do a radio show and not need any of the radio equipment in this building. And I was like, you're insane.
We need all this stuff. We need engineers. And now we sit in our homes and we do a radio show.
Here we sit. And I'm not kidding. 20 years ago, I remember these conversations with Danny. Smart guy, fun guy.
And what you have is, and trust me, at some point in my life, I've been guilty of holding on to the tried and true things that work. But go to your entertainment factor when it comes to journalism. A lot of people say, well, Barstool's not journalism. They break stories. A lot of people say Outkick's not journalism. They break stories. TMZ, but it's all entertainment. TMZ has broken a lot of stories. And you're like, well, it's on TMZ. Is it really true? Oh, Harvey did it again. And
I went through that with TMZ. I went through that evolution with TMZ. Again, man, news is a weird word. Journalism is a weird word. You have to define those things and figure out what it is you think a journalist actually is. Because it's not just somebody that puts stuff out. That's called a content creator. A journalist and a reporter and people that actually do investigative work and break, again, news, new information to you. I've always said this.
Maybe the best example is Mike Florio. Remember ProFootballTalk.com? And that was, it was a blog. And people were like, well, blog is... Mike Florio now is one of the most authoritative guys in the National Football League, and he's on major networks because he established himself as a journalist doing a blog, writing about pro football. But it's such a niche. It's changing. It's evolving. It's different.
I've said this openly. I've never wanted to be considered a reporter. I'm a reactor. It's where I feel most comfortable, is reacting to the weird and wild and fun and all of that.
I've played both roles, right? Meaning that I spent the first part of my career as a journalist, as a sports director for a TV station, doing the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now I tried to offer a little commentary into my sportscast to be entertaining, to be a little bit different. I like this role a lot more. Not saying I'm not making phone calls and I've called Rod, hey, I just talked to this person. Here's what I'm hearing. I still do that a little bit, but I want to react to what I'm hearing. I don't want to just report it as, sources tell me this.
You do a very good job of that, Travis. I mean, even when you've got stuff that you're like, hey, I got it. If it were something important that people needed to know about and that somehow finding out about it would impact them, you tell them. If it's a coach is going to this place and they're going to find out on Tuesday, I'm going to burn my source so that I can impress my people.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky in Central Iowa not to have people like that. Travis is as close as we have, and you can tell how far away from the line he is.
I tiptoe that. But, I've got a lot of friends that and it happened yesterday. What happened at the Washington Post is horrible. We need journalism. Well, it's there.
We have it. It's changing. It's changing very quickly. Journalism is not dead. It's changing. And I mean, I hate to say I look at this as a good thing because, man, this was 20 years of my life to a place and then a couple weeks of severance of a severance package to show for it. I feel for all of these people. I get it. This sucks, and your life is changing in a big way. It's not the end of any of the things. It's a different world. You're going into a new place. You're untying from the dock you've been safely secured to for 20 years.
And that's what everybody likes is safety and security, right?
Yeah.
When you don't feel safe, when you don't feel secure, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
But dude, it's such a stupid cliche, but I promise you, this is what I experienced. Being tied to that safety dock for 20 years. Yep, safety was great. Security, knowing I had a paycheck coming all the time was great. Sailing out beyond the horizon and seeing what was out there and finding out what my ship could do. That's been fucking amazing. Amazing. I wouldn't have done it if they wouldn't have cut the rope. I said, all right, man, sail away.
Yeah, sometimes you're right. Cut the rope and you're like, oh, I'm floating. Oh, there is a horizon over there.
And there's other stuff out here. Look at this. Other docks.
And so it's different for people who are in the business, but it's also the consumer that is driving the change, meaning they have a way to access the content and the news that they want from the voices that they want. And another place where I think newspapers have screwed up, and I've said this before, we're never going to charge for this show, right? You're never going to have to say $9.99 a month to subscribe to The Rush. We are advertiser driven. We want you to support all our advertisers.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Now, no, but what we could do is say, hey, if we wanted to do a private chat or a private room with us, an extra benefit, we could do that. But where I think newspapers have screwed up, let's look at On3, 24/7 Sports. It's $10 a month. You go, okay, that's manageable. The Register, the Omaha World Herald, New York Times, it's an expensive digital. It's not cheap to subscribe even digitally to this. You're like, why would I pay that much for the content I can get somewhere else? And you can almost look at it, and sure, it's biased news, but most of these universities, most of these teams have in-house stuff that communicate and give you information you need.
And Travis, I do think this is a part of the a la carte world that we live in. Why am I going to pay a subscription that's going to also send me home and garden information?
Yeah.
No, I can pay for a subscription that just feeds me Seattle Seahawks information. I don't care about the NFL. I care about the Seahawks. And I can get most of my NFL information through my Seahawks sources. And if you don't care, if you only care about sports, or you don't care about sports. So, did you see, one of our listeners pointed out, first I want to ask this, because this one's more serious before we get to the fun. Dusty asked, why do journalists stay at these sinking ships? It's
security and safety. They think it's like you've watched the Titanic and the people holding on. The ship's going down, but they're doing everything they can to hold on and go, maybe I'll survive this thing.
And your brain's saying, let go. Let go. Dusty, you and I had these conversations at some point. Your brain is saying, let go, and you can't. You can't.
True fact. If Ross wouldn't have been let go from KXNO, we'd still be on there today because it was a guaranteed good thing. We didn't have to go out and make sales calls. We didn't have to. We didn't have to do any of that. Security.
And Dusty, then even on a more ethereal level, it's a dream come true. It was a dream come true. I wanted to have a job like that. I had that job. It was so much fun. It is so much fun. Not like it's so much fun to do it. That adrenaline's rushing through your ass. You're like, yeah, this is awesome. And you get addicted to that too, in a little way. And then at times that gets used against you. The fact that they knew that I loved working at WHO Radio, they knew that I was sliding into work every day. I loved it. And they knew that. So what do they got to do to incentivize me to show up?
And listen, we're not stupid. When you work for the Washington Post or the New York Times or the Des Moines Register, you're working for a brand. So when you talked about WHO, you're working for a brand that people know. We're building our own brand now, but you had that brand power of WHO. I mean, sound off. I'm not an idiot. The Black and Gold Rush is the same show, but there was something about the name Sound Off, and that show that had been around for many, many years, and we were caretakers of it for a number of years. But sometimes if it wasn't for Ross, I wouldn't have taken this plunge. I like the safety and security. I'm so glad we did. Our show is better now. We have more freedom. We've got Justin. We're doing social media stuff that we were never able to do at the old place. And
so, again, get out on the horizon. You go, oh, wow, this is cool. The ocean's really neat. And this thing, it's so weird. The ship is sinking, but you say to yourself every day, you go, but I'm doing my job.
I'm going to survive.
We will survive because we aren't like them. We are making money. We're doing a good job. We get good ratings. We have all these awesome relationships. Des Moines is sheltered, and then the phone rings. You go, oh, okay, yeah, the ship is going down.
I worked for the Journal Broadcast Company. It's based out of Milwaukee, and they were a privately family-owned company. Ross, the day they went public, the soul changed, and you understood what a publicly held company does, and you mentioned it to its shareholders. You answer to the people who expect 5, 10, 15% yearly returns on their investment. And if you're not delivering that in a changing landscape, that's what happens.
That goes to, again, greedy owner. It's you want the answer, it's money. Why are things so messed up? Money. How's everybody make money, but they're still losing money? Justin just sent us a text. He says, I thought I was safe because I didn't make shit.
Yeah, even when you don't make anything, you're not safe. Hey, if you haven't been to Central City Liquors lately, you need to get there right now and buy a bottle of Maker's Mark Private Select Barrel, man. It's the only bourbon like it in the world because it was made specifically for Central City Liquors. It's called Not the Toddfather. It runs $69.99. And it is smooth. It is awesome. It is amazing. We've talked about it for a week or two. They still have bottles left. There was only like 200 and some bottles there. You need to get there and pick up yours at Central City Liquors. I'm going to get out of here because I got some stuff to do with my real job.
You're leaving?
I'm leaving you, man. I'm leaving you. But Justin's going to be in and take over for the next hour.
I'll leave too. Justin, you got this, man.
No. You got to stay. And
guess
it
I
is
do
the
have
Rush
a boss.
Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
I'm Steve Olinger, Service Director here at Willis Nissan. February is here. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Love is in the air. It's time to give your car some love. Take advantage now until April 30th. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for $1. Go online today at willisnissan.com or give us a call to schedule your tire installation.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Oh, 7 o'clock hour of the Rush. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on going to help us race up to 8 o'clock today. Bruno will join us here at 7:30. Justin, how are you, friend?
I'm doing good. Always doing good. How are you?
Like super jacked for this weekend. Where are you at on the excitement level right now? Are you nervous?
All of it. All of it. All the emotions. I'm in a glass cage of emotions every morning. I was explaining it to a friend at the Drake game last week, where I'm like, it is the greatest, worst feeling that I would love to have every February. Where like I'm so nervous every day. I'm thinking about it every day. Every time you open up social media, something's getting put out about the game. Seattle last night has one of their best players injured at practice, so then you get nervous about that. You get nervous with the predictions. Everyone picking Seattle makes me nervous.
Yeah, you said
then
that, right?
I'm just hyped. Like, this is awesome. Seattle playing in the Super Bowl. As a kid, I remember in elementary school wearing a Sean Alexander jersey, and I had buddies thinking it was Arena Football Team. So, like, now that they've gone to 4 Super Bowls in my lifetime, is pretty cool.
Do you have Johnny wants to know if you have a scoring prediction. Do you have a score prediction for Sunday? I mean, we're going to chat with you tomorrow too but maybe it'll change.
Man,
how are you feeling right now?
Man, I feel more nervous now that Eman Wari, the rookie defensive player that we have, hurt his ankle, and there's videos of him like leaving his hotel room, like limping and looking at it. Now it's a Super Bowl. You think these guys are going to try to play no matter what.
You take
that
the
does
shot.
limit you.
Yeah. You do the Ronnie Lott thing. You know the Ronnie Lott story, right?
No.
You're not going to believe it when I tell you.
All right, let's hear it.
Before I tell you, before I ruin your look, Ray wrote in and said, my wife just texted me, Justin's a little cutie.
Tell her thanks. I don't know.
Ray,
cute
Ray,
is one of those where it's like...
Ray, I've noticed your wife has never complimented me on my looks. What's going on?
Because you're sexy. I'm cute.
That's it.
You're sexy.
Yeah. Smurfs are cute. I'm not cute. Yeah, I'm manly.
She says cute like a dog, where you're like, oh, that's cute. Oh. She can't even put it into words.
Sure. We'll go with that. Gosh, then that threw me off. I had something else I was going to go with.
The Ronnie Lott story.
From there. The Ronnie Lott story. Dude, I'm amazed you don't know this. So Ronnie Lott, you know, obviously the Hall of Fame safety, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In 1986, he tackles running back Timmy Newsom. All right. And he breaks his pinky finger in the game. They pull him into the locker room and they said, hey, you can't play anymore. You've broke your pinky. And in the locker room, he says, what if you cut it off? And they do. And he goes, I'm not kidding. He opted to have amputation over a reconstruction that would have forced him to miss significant playing time.
Why not just tape it up?
Not an option. Can't play if you tape it up. You're going to cut the thing off, or you're going to be a wimp and take a couple of games off. He led the league in the interceptions that year.
I am shocked. I've never heard that. That's amazing. Think
later,
about being
later
his
said he
teammate.
regretted it. Later said the competition and the adrenaline got the best of me, and now I wish I had. It's like the tip of his pinky.
What do you even need that for?
Not to intercept NFL quarterbacks. Yeah, that's like an all-timer story for.
Think about being the teammate, and anytime you want to complain, you have him over there like, huh? You came to practice late today?
Oh yeah, I bet that sprained ankle hurts as he scratches his eye or picks his nose with his half a pinky. Justin, before Super Bowl on Sunday, you're going to have Drake matchup. Drake's on the road tomorrow, right? Tomorrow or Saturday night. They're at Illinois State. Am I right?
Illinois State Friday night, and then the women are on the road on Saturday as well.
Okay, I had my dates wrong. So it is tomorrow night that Drake is playing at Illinois State.
Illinois State. Yeah.
It's a tough I mean, that's another middle of the road Valley team. You're on the road there. That's a tough matchup. That's a big one.
Here's the thing, though. I'm honestly, as a Bulldog fan, kind of expecting to win this game. I know it's kind of crazy to say. Illinois State is disappointing. Is the most disappointing team in the Valley right now. And they were the preseason favorites. I thought they were going to win the league because they brought back so much experience. They have Chase Walker, who is one of the best big men in mid-major basketball. And then you have Kingsinger, who's one of the best point guards in the Valley. And they just bring back a lot of experience, a good head coach. You saw it in St. Louis last year where you're sitting there going, oh, this team has the building blocks to make a run next year. They have been brutal. They only scored 50 points against Southern Illinois the last time out. And I get every team, you're going to...
Southern Illinois is bad too.
Yeah, they're not great. They're kind of in that tier with Drake where they have moments where you go, okay. They're figuring stuff out, and then they go through stretches where they have the highs and lows, very similar to this Drake team. And I get every team, you're gonna have them go through your star. So yeah, they're going to rely on Chase Walker a lot. It's like all or nothing. If he struggles, the whole team is done. So I don't know. There's something about tomorrow night where I'm sitting there going, I think Drake could win this. But it will still be tough because you still see the talent. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. I still get jacked about every game, even though it may not be like the previous 3 years with these Drake teams. I still get excited about every game.
That's good, man. I'm glad. Sorry about that. I thought we were getting a call coming in, but yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that, Justin. I think that's you're and you've got the right perspective on like all season long. Broken record. None of this stuff is fatal. None of this stuff's going to be going to matter until you get you're playing for positioning right now. Still have a couple weeks left. Haven't 2 games with you and I still coming up, right? That kind of like Iowa and Nebraska. In those last couple of weeks, we get both of those home and homes.
Yeah, next Sunday, I'll be going to the McLeod Center.
That's next Sunday already? Wow,
On
dude, it's February. Yeah,
I know.
We're at the end of the season here. Time to start getting those things done.
You know, I've never been to the McLeod Center. Been in Iowa my whole life. I'd never been to UNI for a basketball game.
Really?
Yeah, so it'll be my first time. I'm kind of excited.
I am interested in your takeaway from it. It's a cool little place.
It looks great on TV.
Yeah, I know that sounded like again. It's cute. Like a pat on the head. No, it's a cool.
They just got Justined by Ross.
Yeah, right. They did. Justin, you don't remember. It is such an improvement from what it used to be. Dude, I remember when they used to play the basketball games in the dome.
I remember you telling me about this. at
Wild.
the radio station.
Yeah.
Because didn't you watch an Iowa game there?
Yeah, I didn't go to. I remember watching it on TV, and you have these vague memories of it. You're like, "There's no way that's true." It's like, "Yep, they did." Oh, our buddy Dan Finney's listening. He said he wrote that in. He says, "I'm sold. I used to watch Drake play UNI at the Dome." So imagine. I mean, it is such a better environment there than anything they had prior to that. So I'm interested in your takeaway from it. That's next Saturday.
Next Sunday.
Drake is at you next Sunday. Okay,
2 o'clock tip
Man, my
on
days are
CBS
all-
Sports.
I'm all messed up. All messed up.
I've been weird this week too. Like yesterday, I kept thinking it was Thursday. Today, I woke up and it felt more like a Tuesday. I'm all over.
Yeah, whatever. You want to have some fun here? Do you have anything else you wanted that we need to talk about?
No,
We
it
talked
was
about
funny.
Drake,
I was
talked
going
about
to text you
Seahawks.
and be like, what are we going to talk about? I haven't been really listening or watching this show for like the past month.
Good. Yeah. You know, one of the things that you and I have to do is, because I said we were going to, we have to start our list for the biggest sports stories in January. And there weren't a lot.
Okay. I've been keeping a little tally of like best moments on the show in January. So,
Okay. All right.
so we'll have some fun.
We've had some.
Yeah. You have a couple.
All right. You have you've been around a lot of basketball. You've high school, college, been behind the scenes, been in the stands, all the things. Okay. This reminded me of a local story that happened last year at Southeast Polk High School. Do you remember when they basically had to remove all the fans from Southeast Polk wrestling meet last year?
No,
Do you
I don't
it
remember
was-
this. Okay.
Anyway, I wasn't there, so I shouldn't speak to it, but there were videos of it. It seemed a bit like an overreaction. People were animated. People were excited about a wrestling meet. And the officials finally had enough and said, clear the arena. It happened in an Oklahoma high school basketball game the other night. And there is play-by-play audio of it. And we can't play the video for you, unfortunately, but I can tell you about some of it. It is hilarious. Oh, and I'm sorry, Dusty corrected me. That was at Ankeny. Am I right that it was Southeast Polk Ankeny though, Dusty, or whatever it was? It was
SEP at Ankeny, he says.
All right. They basically booted all the fans and made the kids wrestle in an empty gym. So high school boys basketball in Friedrich, Oklahoma the other day. Same thing happened. It's from the video, official makes a call, crowd starts to react. Official goes over to the administrator. The administrator then grabs the microphone and says, "Hey, they're asking all of us to leave. Everybody in this section has to leave." So the play-by-play guy, his name is Chad Fox. He's actually he does
great sports casting name, by the way. Chad
announcer
Fox.
for Magnum Tiger TV and owner of the radio station. His play-by-play is great. He's like that. He said, so they've kicked out the entire Frederick fan base. The kids are playing now. He's like, I covered these kids' parents when they played. This is a very unique situation. I've never seen the whole side get ejected like this. This is where it's funny. He says, I miss it here. This is a quote from it, Justin. He says, man, you got some elderly folks that are going to have to be helped down, as you might be able to see in our video. And we have a lady with a young child. I think he's trying to feed her. There's a lady breastfeeding in the crowd. Then a guy gets mad that they're allowing the play-by-play guy to stay. So one of the fans starts yelling, and you can hear the play-by-play guy say, he's like, oh, now this guy's mad that they're going to let me stay here. And then the final line is, folks, it's just me and this lady here feeding her child. The video is fantastic. I'll post it out later because it's
that's like an SNL bit at that point.
Oh, Justin, I lost your audio. You got to be kidding me. I can't hear you. I
can hear you.
Hold on. Did that change anything?
I don't know. Did it?
I hate this system. Give me a second here, Justin.
Can everyone else hear me?
All right, hold
okay.
on, hold
People
on.
can
Everybody
hear
just
me.
relax.
So we can
Justin,
talk
can you hear
crap
me?
about Ross. I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me the whole time, and I can't hear you. What the hell's going on here?
Everyone else
So
says
everybody can hear
you
us
too.
both, but I can't hear you. Terrific.
Yeah. So it's a you problem. Now I guess he
Terrific.
can't hear me.
All right. Justin, let's do this. You can hear me still. I'm going to fire up this break and see if I can disconnect and reconnect, and we'll get things. Love me some StreamYard. Love me some StreamYard. Hey, in about 15 minutes, we are going to be hooking up with Bruno. He'll hop on with us and give us all the update on the latest full court press news. Of course, racing up this weekend is barrel-aged brunch as well. So a fun Saturday. And I do know there are still tickets available for that afternoon session. Something you're interested in, absolutely take advantage of this. The best beer event in the world coming up here at El Bait Shop. Bruno will join us in about 15 minutes. We'll try to figure this all out. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Game on. Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Okay. And you said it makes that noise every time you accelerate? Got it. Right. And does it happen only when it's cold out, or does it also happen after you've warmed up for a little bit? And how does that make you feel? Is your car feeling a little down this February? Come on down to Willis Volvo Cars and we'll get her feeling good. To schedule an appointment, give us a call or go online to willisvolvocars.com.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Zach here, your favorite Willis Infinity Service Advisor. Get your car the Valentine's Day gift it deserves. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th one free, plus take $25 off a new battery. When you come in for service, we will include a free alignment check. Schedule online at willisinfinity.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Justin, can you hear me?
Good?
Oh, I got
can
you.
hear you.
Oh, God, thank you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Thank God. Man. All right. I do. One of my favorite things that happens is the conversations that happens around the commercials. So Norm obviously is a huge hit with the group. The Willis commercials, there's always, have you noticed? And now there's conspiracy theories about we have two commercials that actually have conspiracy theories around them.
I haven't heard about this. I haven't seen these.
Frankie says he can't hear anything now. Here's the conspiracy theories that we have. So the first one I would say that's funny, non-conspiracy theory. In the last Infinity for the Willis commercial, when the guy says, "Hey, I'm one of your best service techs," you see the guy behind him lean out and look like, First conspiracy theory is in the Central City commercial, somebody says that Brian intentionally runs into Tom. That it's no accident that he runs into him, that he intentionally does it. I haven't reviewed the tape enough to see, but that's the conspiracy that's out there. The other one is this about your Seattle Seahawks and Norm. People say we cut the video too soon. They think Norm actually picks the Patriots. He very clearly goes to Seattle twice.
I guess I need to pay closer attention.
I think Norm's implying it's going to be a really close game. Seattle wins. Did you know Norm had picked Seattle?
I'm happy he did because he knows football. Knock on wood. Hopefully he's right. Or we're going to have issues.
I've got problems with that cat. We get to that point.
Have a discussion with that cat.
Social media fans are being told to beware down in North Carolina, Justin. Social media scammers are selling fake tickets to the UNC Duke basketball game. The Attorney General stepped out yesterday, made a press conference, and said, "Hey, everybody, be really careful. This is so prevalent. We need to talk about it. Scammers are scamming. Scammers be scamming."
Have you heard? Because for the last 3 weeks, I know I joked with you guys that I was testing to see which family members truly loved me by sending them like Seahawk tickets, being like, "Hey, they're only $7,000 a piece to go to the NFC Championship."
If you were looking for an early Christmas gift.
Yeah, for the next 20 years. Have you guys seen how much Super Bowl tickets are?
I feel like I did see something. Justin, I remember talking about this in the thousands of dollars per ticket, even at the low end, right?
Oh yeah,
2,500.
So let's say, I'm sending these to my dad and mom. So I'm gonna make sure they're 50-yard line. Come on, it's a Super Bowl. Go big or go home. How much do you think 50-yard line Super Bowl?
$10,000 a piece.
$35,000 on Game Time, which is like supposed to be where you can find the deals. $35,000. There was an article. I wish I could remember if it was Sports Illustrated, where it was. But there was an article yesterday and it was like your view for $42,000 a ticket in the Super Bowl. Unreal. It's just for the rich people.
For it. That's the only word for it. That's not even. I mean, that's beyond they're in a different category there. Like I know some rich people. $70,000. Because again, you're not going to go by yourself. That's why I always love these ticket prices of $35,000. Yeah, no. You're not going by yourself. I mean, unless at this price point, you probably are, Justin. At this price point, it becomes more like a guy's trip to, a guy's fishing trip, right? Where we spend a couple $1,000s to go fishing, and a lot of people would look at that and think that's crazy. So I guess it's money's relative. $35,000 to have a seat at a football game.
It's crazy. And so like it's just going to be all suits. I know it's always been
it's been that way since I think you go back to the maybe even early 90s, man, and it just gets it just starts to get insane. I had no idea it was that. So low end, Justin, low end to get into the game, to just have a seat at the what's the cheapest ticket you found?
Let's here. It's so awesome. I click game time, it pops up right away. Lowest ticket I can find right now, just a real quick look, is like $4,000.
I don't even know what the answer that's so far gone from what I thought it would even be. I knew it was out of control. I knew it had been this way for a long time. There are very few fans. And let's be honest, dude. Most of us use this stuff as a distraction.
Yeah.
Most of us that are fans, you got stress and you got life and you got bills and all sorts of other adult things you got to do. And then you get these few hours a week where you get to pretend like this little logo matters more.
Yeah, like the most important thing in the world is going to be at 5:00 on Sunday for me.
Yeah.
For 3 hours.
Yeah. I always think of my buddy Bill Blank, who's like, I'm embarrassed, but also aware of how much 19-year-old's performance affects my mood.
Yeah.
How good a 19-year-old is at a game is going to have a direct impact on my mood. I get it, and I'm disappointed in it, but I accept it.
But I'm also proud.
But I'm also proud of it. $35,000 to sit down in the seat. Wow, man.
Yeah, I'll try to find that article and send it to you and Trav, because it was pretty interesting.
I had no idea it was that far out of whack.
So we'll see. I still haven't heard back from either parent if they truly love me and if we're going. So
Right.
I'm just putting them down as maybes at this point. Someone said I could save all the money from this show and go to Super Bowl 120.
No.
I don't think so either.
No, you couldn't. No,
because by that
point, it's going to be
$9
$9 million to get into to have. You want that 50-yard line seat? You want that 50-yard line seat? $9 million. Somebody point this out too. If that 50-yard line seat, at $35,000, that's not a suite ticket. You're not like you get private bathroom, drink, food. No, you get to sit down. Justin, if you hear some thumping, banging in the background, I'm getting a new roof put on the house today.
Oh, that's today?
Big day here at the Peterson house. Big day at the Peterson house. New roof coming on.
Didn't you used to do roofs with your dad?
Well,
couldn't you just do it yourself?
No, not anymore. First of all, I mean, do I know the steps that are required to tear off shingles, to get down to, if you have to replace sheeting? I know some of the know-how. It's been so many decades since I've done it. One of the things I promised myself I was never going to do again, and I think it's completely different. I'll have to watch today. I had friends that were roofers. My buddy Ryan Moyle, his dad was a roofer, and so Moyle grew up roofing. Strong as an ox, dude. Roofers are crazy strong from carrying shingles up the ladder. That was one of those things, Justin, I promised myself I was never doing again. It was
that bad.
It was scary. No, not even bad back. It's not like and first of all, I'm not strong enough is part of the problem. I had buddies that could carry you basically put a stack of shingles. You take I can't even think of what they're called now, a bundle of shingles, and you throw it over your shoulder, and it's very stiff, and you hold on to it with one hand, you climb the ladder with the other hand. So you climb a 2-story ladder with one hand, holding on to this 80-pound bundle on your shoulder, and I weighed, 84 pounds. Then you got to step onto the roof from the ladder. Hated it. It was my least favorite thing. That and sanding drywall were the two things I eventually told myself, never doing it again.
I've never done any of those things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes me less of a man or what, but definitely I've never.
There are times, Justin, I really do miss doing stuff, doing construction and working with my hands and doing that manual labor stuff. Now, do I miss it enough that I ever went back to it? No, but there are times it is a very rewarding thing at the end of the day to stand back and go, hey, we did that. I helped build this wall today or pour this concrete or whatever it is. And then you've got this lasting thing you walk away from and go, oh yeah, the part of me stays there. Neat. And in this, you very rarely get something like that. And for the most part, we get done and they go, how was the show today? You go, I don't remember. What did we talk about?
I blacked out.
Bruno, this is going to be a little bit strange because Bruno might not be aware of this. We had some technical difficulties, buddy, and so we took our break a little bit earlier. So we're already into your segment. So no break for you. Welcome aboard, buddy. How are you?
Well, I was just kind of trying to get ready. All right.
Do you want me to hold off on you for a little bit?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm ready to go.
Okay. All right.
It's Bruno
we're talking about. Are you talking about planting your seed out in the world? You're talking about a little part of you lives behind afterwards, and you don't remember it.
I'm not sure I liked the way you phrased that. There was a little bit too much Travis in how in your verbiage there. Can we change that?
I combined the two. You like how I did that?
Barrel Aged Brunch is coming up on Saturday, Bruno. I know the morning session sold out really quick. For folks that are maybe considering this afternoon session, let's sell them on it a little bit. I've tried to tell people I have had beers at the Barrel Aged Brunch that were one time in my lifetime beers, not because they were ones you didn't want to have again, because they're rare and hard to find or impossible to find beers. And you get a chance to experience several of those at one time. You're going to have a really good meal. You guys bring in pastries from, are you still bringing it? I don't want to say it, from Lamy. Okay.
Yeah, from Lamy.
Yeah. So folks in the afternoon session, people in the afternoon session get to experience basically the same thing that the morning session does. I mean, it's not quite brunch at 1 o'clock, but it is, you're still going to get a great meal, good pastries, and amazing beers.
Yeah, no, they're identical setups. You do have a benefit of anything that wasn't quite working on the first one's going to be working on the second. So that's nice. You don't have to roll out of bed early. That's nice. But the beers are the same and the beers are available. Some of them seemingly, the thing about it though, is in the second session, all the beers are still available. They couldn't possibly drink them all out unless everyone just picked 1 or 2 beers and drank them. But towards the end, or when you get to the next one, towards the end of the second session, you may have some that aren't going to be available. So this would be a time where you'd be like, man, and of course the ones that are the best are going to go first. I mean, the ones that are like the harder to come by, haven't heard those before, haven't seen that one before, are going to be the ones that go first. So that's why you'd want to get a ticket. I wouldn't put it off. I wouldn't sleep on it, because I do know a few beers they had a chance to taste them before. Normally we don't even get to taste them, but there's a few they had the chance to taste, and some of them are just outrageously good. And so, you can roll the dice and hope they're still on. And it's also a different experience to drink them later on. Of course, we're not going to throw them out at the end of the second session. So they still will be around, but it's a different deal. It's a better deal to get them all at once on the event. And it's also fun to be with a bunch of people that are trying them to hear what they have to say.
Yeah. There's definitely a camaraderie part of it that I look forward to as well, because everybody's getting a sample of different beers and everybody's got different reactions. It makes a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'm fine with a more intimate second session if we don't have the whole thing filled up. But I will say there are tickets available. Ross and I are going to be there. It should be a good time. So yeah, I'd like you to come out. Sometimes you miss out on stuff and then you don't know if it's ever going to come around again. Like you guys heard, this is some sporting news. the Oscar Myers Wienermobile race is coming back to the Indy 500.
Hold on. You dropped a lot of information in that sentence. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile race is coming back, so it's something that existed before?
I'm with Ross here.
They used to race them apparently at the Indy 500. Announced Sunday that all 6 of the famed street-ready vehicles will compete in the second straight year of Indianapolis Motor Speedway historic 2.5 oval. So maybe it was the second year they've done it. They decided they were going to bring it back again. Maybe it was such a hit last year.
If we talked about this, I don't remember it. But this was a thing last year. The Oscar Mayer Weenie 500 is a fun, viral novelty race featuring a fleet of Wienermobiles at the Indianapolis 500 during Indy 500 festivities. The inaugural event was in 2025, won by the Slaw Dog.
Yeah, they all have names. It looks like drivers will don hot dogger racing suits while the iconic Wiener song plays as the champion drives into the Wiener's circle.
What's the iconic Wiener song?
They just can't call things iconic. This is like when somebody says, "Oh yeah, my grandma's famous cookie recipe."
Wiener.
Oh yeah, that is the iconic song.
I wish I was.
Yeah, it's okay.
I wish I were. Or I wish I were an Oscar Mayer Wiener. Then everyone would be in love with me.
Yep, there's the Shy Dog from the Midwest, the New York Dog from the East, the Chili Dog from the South, and the Seattle Dog from the Northwest. Along with
so the Slaw Dog is our Midwest. That's the one that won.
No, Slaw Dog is Southeast.
Oh shoot!
It just means more in the SEC, Ross.
And the
Slaw Dog
Sonoran
makes sense because it means more. It just means more. It's a different competition, different levels of Wienermobiles.
Yeah,
but the Sonoran Dog may not be replaced after failing to cut the mustard in 2025.
Failing to cut the mustard.
They're having a little fun here, but yeah.
Oh,
no,
are they?
I'm having a little fun here. I mean, when you see those, you're like, oh my God, you're like, get your camera out. I think I have at least 2 shots of the Wienermobile out on the highways. It's a pretty genius idea.
It really is. I was afraid, Bruno, with the way you started this, I was afraid you were going to say they were doing away with the Wienermobile. I really thought that's where you were going with this. It was like,
sorry.
hey, they're getting.
No,
this is good. You took me from the valley to the mountaintop.
That's right.
Is this the race where last year they had their own national anthem and it was like the Wiener national anthem? I think I saw McAfee talk about it.
Could be.
I'm having a Mandela effect moment here.
Oh, that you thought
because
you heard it before?
No. I got curious about the lyrics of the Oscar Mayer Wiener song. Bruno, what did you say they were?
I wish I were an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Wish I was an.
Because everyone would be in love with me.
According to Genius.com, the lyrics to the Oscar Mayer Wiener song have always been, "Oh, I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer Wiener. That's what I'd truly like to be. Because if I were an Oscar Mayer Wiener, everyone would be in love with me. Oh, I'm glad I'm not an Oscar Mayer Wiener. That is what I'd never want to be, because if I were an Oscar Mayer Wiener, there would soon be nothing left of me."
Yeah, that seems like one of the from the 1920s song, but I remember a little. It's a little. I remember the kids singing. I remember kids singing "I Wish I Were."
And that's what pops up when you look up Oscar Mayer national anthem, which they did do last year. So they have everyone, they do the full, like, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, take off your cap. So everyone's like standing and they have their hands over their heart. And then this guy starts singing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song.
And everyone's like in a clip, like a half second before they go, oh my God, that's hilarious. And they start singing, That's a good one.
Bruno, you got some other stuff besides Barrel Age Brunch? I know there's always things happening all around.
Well, yeah,
I did see
the week started with Groundhog's Day, and it's ending with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I saw
what were you
one
gonna
of your places. I saw Truman's show up on a place on one of those top 10 lists. It was top 10. How did they phrase it? It was something like dive pizza joints. Top 10 dive pizza joints. And I don't know how Truman's would be considered dive, because to me, divey means like kind of shady a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit of dim lighting and grim walls and stuff like that.
I suppose it's like where pizza showed up where you didn't expect it to be that good. Maybe,
Yeah.
you know, like Truman's, it doesn't. I guess it is Truman's Casey Pizza Tavern. I think it's
KC. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But it's like the Waveland Golf Course. Have you ever had those pizzas?
No.
Oh my god!
I mean, I've golfed at Waveland Golf Course several times. I've had pieces. You mean just like the pizza?
It's it shows up at 2 or 3 golf courses in the Des Moines area, and I'm telling you right now, it's just like the telescope that's on the grounds of the Waveland Golf Course, which is the observatory, which seems just, it doesn't make any sense. How is this here? Same with the pizza, but yeah, I went to an event one day, and they were hosting at this nice clubhouse, this room, and I'm looking at these people. They had pizza sitting out on a picnic table, and I'm like, what are you? Oh, it's like, oh, the event must be offering pizza, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And then I went inside and I looked and I saw, oh, I see, and it was Fat Joe's Pizza. Sorry, I was taking the time to look.
Fat Joe's.
It's Fat Joe's Pizza. Spent afternoon at Jester Park. There's one at Jester Park, and I think there's one down maybe at Blank, and then at Waveland.
So is Fat Joe's like it's
not a franchise. It's a local deal.
Never heard of it.
Fat
Me
Joe's
either.
Pizza. Yeah.
Bruno, you've been
Restaurant
around the like restaurant bar scene.
Nestled on the University Avenue in Des Moines. Fat Joe's is a spot. So it's University. It's at the golf course.
What were you going to ask there, Justin? Sorry.
Well, because Bruno, you've been around the restaurant bar scene for a long time. Do you notice, like, do more people show up, or is food better if you just add fat to the beginning of a name? Because I mean, you hear Fat Joe's and you're like, oh, I bet you they got good food.
Yeah, well, they say you don't trust a skinny chef, so don't. Skinny Joe's wouldn't be good, right?
Yeah, Skinny Joe's, you're like, maybe we'll go there. Fat Joe's, you're like, oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, Fat guy must know what's good. So yeah.
I do feel very out of the loop here. I've never heard it. I didn't know Fat Joe.
It's really
and
near,
I've had
it's really close to your home. That's the crazy thing,
and
right?
I've had the pizza, because even like last couple of years I've golfed in the Roosevelt softball fundraiser with my buddy Ted Stroop, and then you get done with the golf outing and you go up to the clubhouse and they've got like a pizza buffet there, and it is really good pizza. I had no idea. I just thought it was like had no idea. And a lot of people are like, you didn't know Fat Joe?
I'm telling you, 4908 University. It's
at the golf course.
Yeah, Fat Joe's is located within the Waveland Golf Course clubhouse at 4908 University. Serves hand-tossed, freshly made pizza, casual setting.
Huh. Bruno, what's can we talk about
and to your point about the Truman's thing, you just didn't realize it's there, but it's great. You love it. And everyone tells me Truman's is good. It's a good pizza. Sorry, you're going to say?
Love him. I love Truman's. And Chris has been an awesome, really easy to work with. I've done a couple of different things with him where I've ordered, a dozen pizzas or more. I think last time it was like 17 or 18 pizzas at one time, and super duper easy. It all is hot and fresh, and everybody is impressed with it. So Truman's is wonderful. If you're having a big pizza party and you need a dozen pizzas, that's the spot, because you're going to get stuff that even people that don't like pizza are going to find something, in a French dip pizza or something like that they love.
Oh, and don't forget that Fong's has the new drive-up pickup window, so you can call ahead and then you come up to the window and we'll deliver it. You don't have to fight through the crowd that's inside or find somebody. It's right there. You press the doorbell. They'll bring out your pizza. We hold it hot right there at the window, and then you hop back in your car and drive away. So
nice.
Trying to make pizza easy for everyone. Pizza's available. Flatbreads are available now at the Empire, and they are doing really well. So
I love the flatbreads at Lucky Horse. That's one of my, if I go up there and I've had a burger the night before or something, I usually get a flatbread, and they're great.
Very much modeled after those.
Okay. I want to ask about another local business here in town that I've heard some news about, Bruno, and I would kind of see them as not necessarily a business partner, but you've definitely had a relationship with Graziano's over the years. Most restaurants in Des Moines have some sort of Graziano sausage, right? But am I right? Did I hear that Graziano's is going to basically open their own kind of storefront restaurant thing? Does that impact those other relationships?
Well, I don't quite know. I haven't heard this.
Okay.
At the location.
I don't see, and again, maybe I got some bad information or saw something that was wrong, or maybe I'm
remember
misspeaking on it being Graziano.
Well, remember in the Skywalk, there used to be a place called Something Italian.
Oh yeah.
And there was at lunchtime, there was always a line out the door. Really,
you went in through the hotel. What was you went in through the
Kirkwood.
Savory, right? Or Kirkwood? Yeah.
Really great, really awesome, and was a home run. Well. And I am totally going to blank on the guy's name, but he works at Graziano's now. He's been there for quite a while. I've seen him quite a few times. I want to say Louis, but I'm probably going to be wrong. So don't get mad at me out there. But he works there. So I could imagine him going, why don't we have all the ingredients here. Why don't we make some stuff here? I mean, if you imagine going to Lamy, if you ever go to Lamy, Joe's got it. He's killing it. He's got ready-made, take and bake pastas, pasta dishes, lasagnas, pizzas. Obviously, Joe at Lamy, they make great product. So you go in there and you buy something, you can get a loaf of bread and go home with a lasagna and make it that night and look like a star. I know Graziano's has some ready-made stuff, but really not. So I can imagine if they had what I just said, pizzas, lasagnas, different things already prepared. You walk in. I mean, every other grocery store is doing it. I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't in the past, but when you say that, if that's what they're doing, it makes sense to me. And no, I don't think it would cut into it. I think they probably need the business like anyone else. I mean, they don't. How many times you see a Graziano's commercial come on right after a Hy-Vee or a Casey's commercial? Well, you don't, because they don't advertise. Yeah. So to me, that if that's what they're doing, that makes sense. If it's more than that, if it's like a whole nother storefront, I haven't heard. But
apparently it's an expansion, and we've had a few people weigh in on the chat, but I did Google as well, and that's what it was. This is from earlier this month that there was a release that basically they had filed with the city of Des Moines for a proposal to expand the store there on the south side. So I just I'd seen that. I mean, I've gone down there and stopped in for a sandwich, because you can just stop in and you can get food from there. You can stop in for a killer or something like that. But I guess it's just an expansion of it. Oh, that's B&B. Yeah. That's B&B. I got confused.
So is it Graziano's?
It is Graziano's. Graziano Brothers.
But you made that was my next point. B&B. What would anyone talk about B&B if they were just a butcher?
Oh yeah, great point. No,
I mean, they would a little bit, but you can go get killer sandwiches, like you said. It was in your mind. And that's why it was so easy for me to take the logical leap that that's where they're going with it, and it makes sense to me. And if you go into that neighborhood, I mean, you got Tomei and Sons, and that's it. I mean, there is B&B's a little bit down the way or whatever. I mean, they have all those apartments there. I don't know. A lot of people, yeah, that's probably a pretty good move on their part. I mean, they haven't really expanded for a long time. They do have a unique situation there that if I'm not mistaken, they probably have a federally sanctioned space that they have to grind their meat and everything. You have to have a really clean space that they can inspect if you're going to package and sell out to like Hawkeyes and all the stuff they do. You know, you can get there. You can get Graziano's at Fairway.
Yeah.
So, but we can definitely use it. Uh-oh.
It's happening. They're going to get coming through the roof here pretty soon, boys. I'm afraid any
Oh.
minute you're just going to see some guy come falling through. It's kind of bound to happen.
Are you working? I didn't know it was your home that you were talking about. Are you working with Invest DSM?
I did, Bruno. Yeah, I did work with Invest DSM, which is an awesome program, man. I'm super lucky. So yeah, I got Big Roofing out here. I'll give them a free plug as well. They are a buddy of mine that's a real estate client, works for Big Roofing, and so gave me a good quote. I got them working on the roof today. It's just warm. Somebody was asking if it's warm enough for this shingles to set. We're hoping we get above 40 today, so that allows that to happen. But either way,
I mean, it will in the next few days, you know.
And it had to happen anyway because of several other reasons. Thanks, insurance. So anyway, getting that done today, and did
you
use
want to go with little roofers?
Yeah, don't do. Yeah, you got to be a big baller,
big roof.
big baller, big roof.
Yeah, they Invest DSM. They've worked with us at Lucky Horse. They helped us out. They helped us out recently at the library. You can come on in the library and look at our new. Walk in on our brand new carpet and sit in our brand new booths. Thanks to some help from the Invest DSM. We got bike racks out in front. We've sealed up the vestibule and heated it so it's nice and toasty inside when it gets real cold out. It's been really helpful to work with Invest DSM. They've been great partners. And yes, I've had one time around at my house, and now I think I'm going to have actually Mike Butterworth Group. And have you seen these red cars, the MBG out there, white trucks with the white letters says MBG? You'll see it now that you're looking for red trucks.
All right.
It's like the Larry's windows, but they're out there, and that's Mike Butterworth has a construction group. I don't know if you knew this. He's a carpenter, but he's also in the mountains. And his company is great. I've used him. He's helped build quite a few of our businesses. He helped build Lucky Horse. Lucky Horse. He helped build Skoll. He helped build I have a tap room a little bit. He's helped do some stuff. It's been fun. And then he's been working at my house all the time. I kind of exclusively work with him, and then Invest DSM. It's been great, you know. So
Invest DSM is a program. So for those that might be in the dark on this, there are certain pockets of Des Moines. And again, Travis makes fun of me for living in a gated community. This is the community that I live in. They're giving money away to improve your house. You got a few little hoops to jump through. You apply online. They send somebody out to your house. They've got a few things that they work through. You present to them what you're looking to get done, and Big Roofing fit into the category of companies I could use for this project. And now I'll get 20% back from what I put in. Now it's a limited amount of money, so if it's something you're looking into, I'd encourage people to do that.
Yeah,
Bruno, another thing I do want to tell people about, man, because you and I are planning on going fishing here in September. First, a couple things we should talk about here, okay? And I don't mean to rabbit hole too bad here. The week that we are planning to be in Canada next fall is the week of the Cyhawk game. So this year it's going to be different. We're going to drive up on a Wednesday. We're going to fish Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then drive home on Tuesday. But Saturday of that trip is the Cyhawk game. There's a chance. There's a chance. The guy that took over the island, Nick, has a Starlink on his boat. If it's a 2 o'clock kick or an 11 a.m. kick, we're going to be watching the Cyhawk game from a boat while we're catching walleye in Canada. Now,
Is that like your wet dream?
If I come home, you'll be lucky.
So Gary's not part of it now?
Oh, Gary retired? You didn't know this?
I did not know this.
Oh, yeah. But he's thinking about coming up and fishing with us in the fall. He thinks his return to the island will be when we when we show up. The reason I brought this up is
But don't
because
tell him about the Iowa State game because he
then he won't show up. Right. The reason I brought this up is because one of the ladies that runs the island reached out to me the other day and said, "Hey Ross, even though our trip that Bruno and I and my buddies and Dusty and Ryan and Tyrell and the guys go on, that our island is full that week. They have a week ahead of that they have 14 open spots on. It's $2,200 a person. If you have ever thought about doing one of these Canadian fishing adventures with you and a dad or a son or something, this is I would encourage you right now to reach out to Black Island, to Ballard's Black Island, and ask them about that. It is
we're going when the best fishing is, right?
Yeah. And this is the week before we get there. They have a couple of cabins that just opened up, and she reached out and said, "Anybody else you know that wants to come?" I'm like, I got a ton of people that tell me they want to do this. So if you've ever thought about it, now would be the time.
It's really simple. I mean, you don't need to be we happen to be in a group, but you could get a group of friends, or you could you could be like, I want to get out of the house. You could go by yourself. There's a guy from Milwaukee that comes all the time, goes up by himself. And like you say, son and father, son and daughter, husband and wife. I don't know if I've seen the son or the daughter and dad yet, but
we did have that a couple. I feel like last summer when we were up there last summer, there was a daughter dad combination.
I've seen all, and then we've seen all of them. Bring your mistress.
Seen it. No, I'm kidding. Find a mistress. I mean, we've seen that. No, I'm joking.
No, it
ain't that type of island.
I mean, we've talked about it before. The food is top notch. It's like what it is like it's the, if you've ever been to a supper club, it's the best supper club food you've had. It's got the walleye, but it's got the prime rib. It's got the different things.
So good.
The food is so off the chain, and it's great. So, I
just noticed.
And
one of the things that fell off the wall was my map of Lake of the Woods. It was my. It didn't break. Bruno, thanks so much, bud. Always love these Thursdays with you. Thanks for getting us up to speed on all the fun stuff. And now I'm going to.
One second.
Go ahead.
Don't forget, you can come out Sunday for the Super Bowl. Buzzard Billy's, Iowa Taproom, and Truman's are having specials for the Super Bowl. In fact, Truman's has some really great take-home packages. Look it up for your Super Bowl. So
appreciate it, buddy. We will see you Saturday afternoon at the Barrel Aged Brunch. Justin, thanks so much for jumping in, buddy. We'll see you again next week, right?
See me tomorrow for corrections,
right?
right?
I guess I have to see Justin tomorrow too. All right. We'll see all you folks tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. on The Rush at therushladio.com. Thanks.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy, and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
New year, new lease on life, or on a new Nissan Kicks. Right now, we have a $299 per month lease on our 2026 Kicks SB. Also, take advantage of 0% financing on our 2026 Rogues and Muranos and our remaining 2025 Pathfinders. And we are thrilled to have the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra on our lot. This sporty compact sedan is ready to carry you through the new year in style. For more information, stop into our showroom or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.